Hello, everybody. It's another Monday night magic evening. So we forgot to let you know a little bit earlier, but right now go grab your wine and your wings and sit down. You don't have to get too comfortable because tonight is going to be a really short one. But this is the end of, October is always designated as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And this is our last Monday magic for October where we're going to highlight domestic violence and abuse. But tonight we're going to introduce you to several of our friends who are going to give you maybe a little slightly different perspective on what domestic abuse and violence looks like. And we're including the guys because we don't want anyone to think that it doesn't happen to the men too, because it does more often than we would like to admit. But we're going to sit back, enjoy. I think you're going to really love these stories. It's only going to take a few minutes, so just you can afford this 20, 25 minutes out of your schedule. Just sit back, relax, and check it out. It didn't start with the slap. And we're going to get there in a minute. Don't worry. It's just for some reason it keeps wanting to lock up. Like now.
He wouldn't even look at me for days. What I consider the first blow wasn't even physical. In fact, it wasn't even verbal. It was silent. Not silence like he was mad. Silence as though I was invisible. Not even there. He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't even look at me for days. And when I asked him what was the matter, he just turned his back on me or leave. Thinking the problem must be with me. I spent a lot of time trying to correct something in me that I wasn't even sure was wrong. I changed the way I dressed. I started wearing makeup. Took culinary classes. I got his favorite recipes from his mom. I even lost 20 pounds. Still, nothing's good enough. He criticized everything I did. Everything was too something. It was too fat, or too skinny, too bland, too salty, too expensive, too cheap. Nothing I did was right. My family was too low class. My friends were too loud and crass. I mean, I had a successful career, was intelligent, pleasing company, but he had me doubting everything about myself. It took an intervention, literally. My best friends, Laura and Mona, came to my rescue. They didn't judge me. They didn't ask me how I got into the situation. They just listened. They were supportive and understanding and strong in all the ways that I couldn't be for myself. I don't know what would have happened if they hadn't stepped in and helped me get the courage to leave a destructive situation. So thank God for friends, real ones.
Hi, I'm Phyllis. I admit to being a computer geek. I work with computers all day and sometimes through the night. I have closer relationships with programming HTML codes than I do people. So I was surprised, even amazed, when Simon asked me out. He was an accountant, numbers man, serious type. It was okay with me because working with computers, I was into details too. He didn't exactly sweep me off my feet. But when he suggested a short engagement, I decided to let him take the lead and went along with it. To be honest, I never thought that I would even get married. Hey, geeks need to believe in fairy tales too. For a little while, I felt like a chocolate Cinderella. Didn't take long for that bubble to bust. It began with him joking that common sense was like a foreign language to me. Soon he started each day with a comment about my lack-life skills. One day, I wrote a check, taking our checking account balance a little low, not into overdraft, just lower than he was comfortable with. When I woke up the next morning, he had taken my checkbook and credit cards out of my purse. I was livid. He wouldn't even listen. Said that he'd fill my gas tank for the week and gave me a $25 allowance. He was crazy because I made as much money as he did. Naturally, I replaced all of my credit cards. When he found out, he locked me in our bathroom until I gave him the new cards. That was it. I was done. I started my apartment search the next morning. Maybe I didn't have his kind of common sense, but I definitely wasn't a fool.
Child, all my life, I've seen women I knew, family, friends, neighbors, church members, tell these ridiculous stories to explain black eyes, bruises, bumps, broken this or that. Everybody knew the real deal. Some husband, boyfriend, or significant other lost control and expressed his love in an unlovable way. And I decided before I could vote that I would never, ever be one of them. So I had the conversation with every man I dated more than twice. Now, the problem was, I thought that if there were no licks passed, it wasn't abuse. Wrong. Learned that the hard way. See, I figured I'd run less risk if I got myself a church man. I mean, if he knew the Lord, then he'd know not to hit me, right? He didn't hit me, at least not with his hands. But he darn near beat me to death with the Bible. He had a verse or story to rebuke me for everything I did. My makeup, harlot. My clothes, prostitute. Happy hour, the devil's playground. The way I talked, my text, corrupt communication. My friends, heathens. Well, you already know what happened with that relationship.
Hey, it's Marco. Look, let's get this straight from the start. All right, I am a man. I have never doubted my manhood. In fact, I'm a man's man. If you ask anybody that knows me, ask my family, my friends, my homeboys, and I was raised to respect women. My father, he had all the requisite talks with me. He told me in no uncertain terms, boy, a real man is never to hit a woman, and I never had. But what he failed to prepare me for is what happens when a woman is hitting me. See, there's no father-son talks for that. Look, I am educated, I'm caring, I'm compassionate. I'm the type of guy that can have the heart-to-heart talk, the deep soul-diving conversations, and I'm not afraid of a fight. I'm not afraid of a verbal disagreement, but how am I supposed to do that when I don't know what's happening or why or when? And Alyssa was always so passionate. I mean, that's one of the things that drew me to her. But over time, let's just say passion is not what we are going through now. I mean, it started when, she would get in my face whenever she got upset. I would walk away, or I would leave the room. But lately, it's like all of our talks are escalating into altercations. Lately, it's like whenever she doesn't get her way, she is jumping on me and pinching and scratching and punching, and I don't know what to do, and I'm not a punk, but what am I supposed to do? I mean, no man wants to go down with his woman. But I mean, for real, who are you supposed to tell when it's your woman whooping your ass? My homeboy? Yeah, right. So I can be the butt of the jokes for the next 10 years. Oh, and my sister Eileen, so she can confront her. That is a wonderful idea. Fantastic conversation for Thanksgiving. Hey, you tell her, mama. Or therapist. Like, I know that's the new acceptable thing, but I'm a black man from the hood. And I ain't there yet. And so, I could leave, but, I ain't a quitter. We've been together for almost 33 years. Married young, too young. We met in our junior year of college and just clicked. I liked the way she carried herself. Smart, strong, and confident. We had it hard growing up. Her father was an addict, in and out of prison, in and out of her life, and her mother struggled raising her and her brother. When she met my family, it was her first glimpse at a stable family home. Now, I'm not saying I'm her savior or anything like that, but it was then she started to hope and dream. Career, home, kids. And then, I don't know what happened. She gets stressed out, moody, yelling, arguing. Hey, I figured it was just life, After a couple of years of that, she decided she's not having kids. She said it was her body and nobody's going to tell her what to do with her body. When she get one of her moods, I try to make it better. I buy her flowers or something. She threw them out. All them guilt gifts. Said she knew I was screwing around. Well, I wasn't. But she decided to make me pay for it anyway, and she would. She'd cause problems on my job,
with my family, run up our credit cards. One time, she took money out of our savings account and bought a new car. She didn't care what it did to our finances, as long as it hurt me. When I tried to talk to her about it, she said, "You're supposed to be my man. It's your job to keep me happy." Look, I'm 53 years old. To some people, I'm an old man. I can't remember but a couple of months out of my life not being stressed out. Okay, yeah, I know I could have left. But in my family, marriage is almost sacred. My parents have been married for 60 years. My aunts and uncles, the same. Nobody has ever gotten a divorce. You know, at the end of the day, it's my life. What's left of it, I gave my all to this marriage. I gave my all to make her happy. 33 years. You know, I'm done. Time to make myself. It's finally my turn.
Of course I know about domestic violence and abuse. I had to live under a rock not to. But my idea of domestic violence was like a lot of people: black eyes, swollen lips, broken arms, people who drank too much, did drugs, or was mentally ill, right? Domestic violence happened to other people, right? The day I figured out what was happening to me, it wasn't the day that he finally punched me. It was Easter Sunday after church when he pulled me in front of our bathroom mirror and said, "You think you look good. Look at you. Look at you. Look. I don't know what was wrong with me to make me get with you. I hope and thank God and pray that I still have pity on your ugly behind and stay with you. Name another man who would want you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't nobody want you. Look at you. Don't nobody want you." I tell you, a punch wouldn't have hurted as much as the words he said to me. I was looking at my own reflection in that bathroom mirror. You see, I'm one of the fortunate ones who made it out. I paid attention to the signs, and I planned my exit to get out and just get out, just go, just leave. Not all women are able to take advantage of that opportunity to leave, because not everyone lives to tell the story. But I'm doing better. I am. And most importantly, I am safe. I take one day at a time. I live for today. I don't even know who's going to see this, but just know that this is just a small taste of what I went through. And that I am safe. I'm doing all right. No. I'm doing better than all right. Anyways, this is your girl, Stephanie. Safe and living for today.
Married? No, and don't plan to be. I know the effects marriage can have. How it can kill a man's spirit. I watched my parents' marriage my whole life. Mostly one-sided, with my mother in control. It was always about her. I can't remember one time I was happy growing up. Maybe my 10th birthday, we went to Six Flags. The roller coaster was probably my happy part.
his face. Pierced my heart every time my mother would tell him that he had no backbone, that he was a pitiful excuse of a man in every area. I felt so sorry for him. And sometimes I was embarrassed that he was my father. Why didn't he say anything? Stand up for himself. Dad wouldn't say anything. He never answered her. And when he couldn't take any more, he'd get up, go down to Shorty's and get drunk. I could see Mom on the porch, yelling at him as he walks down the street. You piss poor excuse for a man. Go ahead, walk off, get drunk. A real man doesn't need to get drunk. A real man wouldn't leave. He wouldn't even turn around. He kept walking. Going Shorty's, drink his liquor, and come back. That was his life. He'd leave. But he always came back.
Well, there we are. I hope we enjoyed it. I know we're kind of discombobulated starting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us a few minutes to get it together. And it's only 20 minutes. I'm going to, we're going to play it again, probably at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so that we can get a chance for some other people to come in and see it. So we're going to fire it back up. Hopefully it'll stop starting. We won't have any technical difficulties the next time. And we're going to go ahead and we want you to see, because these actors, they just brought it. They absolutely brought it. They really did. Oh my God. I can't even tell you how happy I am that they decided to share their time and their talent with us. So go call your friends, sit down, get your little watch party going so you can talk about this, because I know if it's not you, it's probably somebody you know. And if the two of you can't talk about that, it may be both of you. But go get your friends, sit down, take a look at it. Come back about 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yes, and the question is, can it be shared? Absolutely, you can share it. Absolutely. But we want you to come in and see it and make comments. We want to know what you think about it, because it's more than just a month. It's more than just October. This happens every day. It happens every day. And it happens over and over again. And if we don't start pulling the bandages and the coverings off of this, we're going to always have a scab, and we're going to never get to the scar stage. So we need to address it. So get your friends, hop back in, and we'll see you in a few. Thank you.